Oh, good morning, people. Sorry for being late. 4 minutes. Sorry, 4 minutes late. Apologies. Good morning to YouTube Doorbell Irish. Good morning to you, sir. Hope all is well this fine sunny morning. Lovely weather out there again. What a fantastic weekend of weather it has been. Yes, what a uh, fantastic weekend of weather. Oh, good morning to the one and only, the terrific, tremendous, inspirational, sensational, absolutely fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful Peggy. Good morning to you, darling. Sun is shining. Yep, fantastic weekend. Good morning to the one and only, our leader of the southern lands and the lands of Essex, covering Essex, or a leader of the Roman Empire, the 420. Hope you're doing well, sir, in the lovely Essex, and everything is honky dory. I know quite a wee bit of the Essex lands. 420, yeah, Essex lands. Uh, Romford, I know Romford, Essex, Romford, and I know what do you call it, Harrowdale, Harrowdale. Uh, yeah, Harrowdale. I know a bit about the Essex lands, but you're doing a good job in the Essex lands. 420, the Essex lands. Well done for that, sir. Uh, yeah, we'll just wait. Chelmsford. Yes, Chelmsford is nice. 420. I know Chelmsford. I know Chelmsford. Yeah, it is lovely down there. Lovely, lovely, jubbly is the Chelmsford. I don't been there like at least once. I've been in Chelmsford. Yeah, it's a lovely part of the Essex. You know, like the Essex towns. That's quite a good one, Essex, isn't it? Put it this way: Chelmsford is better than Romford. You know what I mean? Harrowdale's there's nothing there really, but Chelmsford is a nice little town. Yeah, lovely town is Chelmsford. Uh, we're doing this one today. Today we are going to save. We are going to save. We'll see if we get a few more people come in. Yeah, we are going to save the. We call it. I think we called the live show the rat. Not no, save the rat. Save the rat with kindness. Save the rat with kindness. And what we're going to do is we are going to. I don't know if he's looking in at the minute. You know the guy, don't you? Like, so what we're going to do? It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, the day of the Sabbath, the Lord's Day, isn't it? In the Christian calendar, we are forgiveness today for the. We're going to save the rat with kindness, but before we save the rat with kindness, we have to explain the rat's bad behaviour. You know, the rat's bad behaviour, and by the end of the live, we may lift the name of the rat. We may take the name of the rat from him, and let him have a new beginning. A new beginning. But as you know, I think I know the reason why the rat. At the moment, I will call the rat for the live stream till we cleanse him, of his sins and put him on a righteous path. Yeah, and then this will happen during this life. We will cleanse the rat of his sins, and we will set him on the righteous path to forgiveness. To forgiveness. It is Sunday, the Sabbath, the Lord's Day, and we will save the rat from himself. Yeah, and we will put him on a righteous path to forgiveness, and then we will no longer be calling him the rat. But up until then, I have to explain the reason why he is called the Rat at the moment. Now, I think I know the reason why he done what he done. You know that thing about going offline, going off YouTube, and trawling through hours, days, weeks, months, possibly months, to find a picture of myself in a choir. Now that wasn't an easy thing to do because my name wouldn't have been with the picture. It wouldn't have come up. It wouldn't come up in Google. If you do the Google search of me, like, you know what I mean, nothing comes up about anything anyway. But I'm talking about to get that picture, that wouldn't even have came up with my name in Google because when they take pictures, you know, the website for the choir, the organisation which the choir comes from, they don't put the people's names who are in the choir on every picture or whatever. They just don't do it. They don't do it. But so he had to go to the website and choir and oh, hang on a minute. I've got some news here. I'm going to stop at the moment. This is from Peggy here. Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. That's breaking news, that. How come we haven't got many people in the live this morning? At this time in the morning, is other people doing lives? Or have they been up all night or whatever? Now we've got this breaking news. What's going on here? We got the breaking news. I think I'm going to have to do another live to let people know. Gordon Bennett, you're joking, ain't you? You must be joking. I've done this live early in the morning thinking there won't be anybody, you know, it'll be quiet, when it will get a few people. And it's thing. I think I might cancel this live and we'll fire it up. We'll fire it up in a couple of hours or something. Because this is breaking news as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me see. No, we will carry on with this live. We will carry on because we've got to absolve. I will do another live. I will do another live about this message that I've just seen here from Peggy from the chat. She says, "Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened." Well, that is breaking news. Breaking news. That to me, just reading that indicates to me that there's more to this story. There's always two sides of a story, isn't there? And we have heard one story. We have heard one story from the guy. You know, the guy that said that he was scammed or something. And now we will have another side of the story from the guy who was allegedly was a scammer. It's looking like that the guy who they said was allegedly a scammer, i.e. Bomber, is coming back to give his side of the story. And I would say that if he's coming back to give his side of the story, it is indicating to me, that indicates to me that he is in all probability, we have to wait, on all probability, in an innocent man. An innocent man. He's coming back to give his side of the story. I think we might call the live Bomber bomber the innocent man or something. I don't know. We'll do it later on but this is breaking news. This is breaking news that Bomber is coming back. That is a sign of well, to me, it's a sign of, in all probability, the sign of the actions of an innocent man. I don't think a scammer would come to YouTube to give his side of the story. What's going on there? Anyway, let's leave that for a moment. We will do an additional special live this afternoon, just to let people know that that Bomber is on his way back to give his side of the story. You know, so we have to wait to see what he says, and as I say, there's always two sides of a story, and we will hear the other side of a story. So people who are judgmental should not rush to condemn those who have not given their side of a story. That's for anybody, you know, like in the realms of law and order. Yeah, in law and order, anywhere, in courts or outside of courts, on a YouTube court. Yeah, when you have something going on, you have to give all sides a chance to put forward their side of a story before you make a judgment. People that rush to make judgments without hearing the full story from all parties are not playing by the rules of the game. Well, let me say good morning to a few people, yeah? Good morning to who we got here? Who we got? Good morning to the Glenn Seward. Good morning to you, sir. Glenn, hope you are well wherever you are. The Glenn has made a Glenn, sorry, the Glenn, not the Glenn. Glenn has made a comment there. I will use the man dem talk just to keep, because I think I don't think he uses it now. You know, 420, my illustrious leader from the Southern Territories and Essex. He probably used to use it. He might be that age group, but I don't think he talks like that now, does he? I would, just to make him feel comfortable, I will use a man dem talk to answer Glenn Seward. Glenn Seward comment of he's a thief. He's a thief. Glenn Seward, sorry, Glenn's apologies, Glenn. Yes, Glenn Seward, Glenn, sir. Glenn, you have rushed to judgment. You have rushed to judgment because a message has come from Peggy that Bomber is coming back to, what's he say here? Back in the next few weeks to give his side of the story. So you're at the moment you're rushing to judgment, sir. I would say hold your fire, and wait to see what the accused has to say. He may be innocent. So that's all we'd say to Glenn Seward is there is always two sides of a story, and in this under law and order, in the courts and all that, and even outside of the courts, like on YouTube or whatever, all parties must be given the opportunity to put their side of a story before any judgments are made. Any judgments. At the moment, it is better to act non-judgmental. In other words, it's still to be resolved. It's still to be resolved. So you cannot say that the guy is guilty. You cannot say it, Glenn Seward, at the moment, sir. I respect you saying what you're saying, but you're, in my view, you are rushing to judgment on somebody who has come and saying they're going to come back in a few weeks to give their side of the story. At the moment, by that act alone, that does not look to me like the actions of a guilty man who is accused of scamming. It does not tie in with that. I would have thought a scammer would be long gone. long gone and disappeared, but it looks like there might have been an injustice done in the court of YouTube. People have jumped to conclusions before all the evidence and all sides of the parties have explained the situation. So we will see what Bomber says when he comes back in a few weeks. Well, that's going to be interesting. That is. Good morning to Boris the Shallow Grave. Good morning to the Boris. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you are well. Oh, good morning to Zeus. Good morning to you, Zeus. Good morning to Zeus. Good morning to you. Yeah, Zeus has got a comment there. Look, always two sides. Morning all. Yeah, I've seen Zeus with them boxing gloves on, Zeus. You know, your boxing gloves, you've got all your equipment as well, isn't it, for the training? But them boxing gloves look big, don't they? The big things. Yeah, gigantic. Not gigantic, but very large size boxing gloves. But I must admit, I have to say, you're looking apart, Zeus. You're looking apart with them boxing gloves on and that pose. You know the pose that you took with the hands up. You know, with the gloves on. And that look of determination, I think you could probably do something, but in the ring, you know, with the boxing gloves and that. But I think, like for YouTube, I think it's better just to do the training and all that. I wouldn't advise Zeus to get into a boxing, what do you call it? You know, like a boxing fight, boxing match, because yeah, it's too chancy, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, but it looks to me like he's well equipped for the fight game. Is Zeus? Well done for that, Zeus. You're a well thing, mate. We said to Glenn. Glenn says, "No, I haven't." Well, Glenn, I mean, I don't want to really get involved in the machinations and the fine detail of whatever happened. But all I can take at the moment, Glenn, is that the court is out. The court is out. Would that be the saying? Oh, sorry, the jury is out on this situation because, Glenn, believe it or not, there has only been one side of the story told, as far as I am aware. As far as I'm aware, that the fellow, the accused bomber, hasn't been on the scene. But it looks like the announcement from Peggy is he will be coming back in a few weeks to give his side of the story. So hold back there. I wouldn't call the man a thief. The man them don't like getting called a thief without without the full story being told, and then people can when both sides have told the story, then people can make judgments, can't they? They can say this or that, one way or the other. But at the moment, I'm afraid to say, Glenn, that your what do you call it? Your judgment is based on one side of the story, and that in fairness, to be fair, that is judgmental on one side of a story. Wait till you hear two sides of a story, yeah? And then you can make a proper assessment and judgment based on all the facts. All the facts. Yeah? All right. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, look, Zeus is well into this fight game. Oh, hang on. Good morning to Wishy's Finest. Good morning to Wishy's Finest. Good morning to Wishy's Finest. Good morning to ya. Well, I don't know why I've done that there. But let's get back. 16-ounce gloves from Zeus. We're going to do this before we absolve, the guy that we've done the live about, what do you call it? The rat. Save the rat with kindness. We're going to absolve this guy that we call the rat. We will take the name of the rat away from him soon, and I will go into that in a moment. But I'm just having a little bit of a fun with the chat to before I get right into that. We've mentioned Bomber. I just had a message come through to Peggy. We'll do a live on that this afternoon to spread the word that the case is progressing, and now the accused transgressor is coming forward in a couple of weeks, and he's going to give his side of the story. So we will do a live about that this afternoon just to spread the word. Sue says 16 ounce glove, 16 ounce jockey safety first. So it looks like the bigger the gloves are, I'm just sort of working this out. The bigger the gloves are, the more safer it is. Yeah, the safer for the boxing. Yeah. But I'm a born. This is Zeus. Look, I'm a born fighter. I want Christie of Venice. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Zeus. I would give Thing Me a body swerve. You know that the guy that does good morning, people, and vibrations of the Hoover. I'm just hoovering the carpet. You know the guy. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Have a blessed day. Vibrations. Good vibrations. Yeah, and then he puts on the Beach Boys record, didn't he? Good vibrations. Yeah. I don't think you could deal with the guy who does the good vibrations, but I think maybe you could do the guy with the dog. He's got no dog. He's got a little pet thing, little pet animal. I think Zeus, you could do the other guy. You know the other guy. It's got the pet chinchilla. You know the pet chinchilla. I think you could stick one on his chin with the 16-ounce gloves and possibly catch him unawares. Yeah, I could see Jim. You know, sorry, what am I talking about? Is the Jim Smith live still on? Is it or something? We haven't got a lot of people here. No, I could see Zeus doing a number on the guy with the pet chinchilla. Yeah, just flick that jab out, Zeus. Flick the jab out, and you will keep him on the back foot. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got more information's coming through from Glenn Seaward. Hang on, let's see. Yes, hang on, we'll go to Glenn in a minute. Hang on. Yes, the 5 elements. Yep, you know the 5 elements, Zeus. Zeus is well clued up. I'll tell you what, I'm confident that Zeus could probably do an exhibition, like an exhibition bout or something. I don't know if he wants to go in for a proper, like a proper 16-ounce gloves, free 2-minute rounds, 16-ounce gloves. I'll tell you what, if Zeus does any sort of fights, like an exhibition fight or whatever with gloves for 16 ounces, he's getting 100% backing from our channel here. Yeah, we give Zeus 100% backing if he decides to do anything, actually get into a ring of some sorts, whether it be exhibition, boxing gloves, bare knuckle or whatever. You want to steer away from the bare knuckle, but Zeus, that's vicious. But whatever Zeus decides to do in his YouTube fight career, we're going to back him 100%. Peggy, get on the case. We're going to back Zeus 100% on any type of boxing, fighting, bare knuckle, boxing, whatever. 16-ounce gloves. We will give him 100% backing. Let's just see what Glenn's got to say. Right, let's split this up there. We're going to get to the absolution of the guy that the live's about soon. We are going to get on to save the rat with kindness. We will get round to doing that, and we will absolve the rat of his sins and put him on the righteous path. Yeah, so hang in there if you're ghosting at the minute. The guy we call the rat. We will take the rat title from you also. But at the moment, I have to refer you as Save the Rat with Kindness. We will do that. Anyway, Glenn says, because Glenn has made the judgment based on the evidence of one person, one party to a dispute, one party to a financial dispute. Glenn has made the judgment, and we will see what his further comment is. He took money. He was very rich man, according to his comments. Then took. I don't want to read out the names because I don't really go for name clouting. Can I read it? I'll read his name out. All right. He took money, question marks. He was a very rich man, according to his comments. Then he took Lambie's money and disappeared, unless Richard is a liar, so Richard gets on. I don't get that one. Oh, let me make a little comment on that. I am going to wait till the bomber, the bomber? Yeah, the bomber. Until the bomber comes on in a few weeks and gives his side of the story. I think the jury is out and it's still open to a verdict. A verdict either way. At the moment, there is only one side of the story. And in the realms of law and order and justice, whether it be in the courts of law, or off the courts of law in the court of public opinion, you have to hear two sides of a story before you can make a proper decision based on all the parties' side of the story. That would be like the evidence, the full amount of evidence. Now, he says here, Glenn says, just to answer Glenn's question, he took Lambie's money, then disappeared, unless Richards is a liar. Well, look, we just have to wait and see. He is coming back with his side of the story. And all I can say is this thing about disappeared, or whatever. Well, we do not know what people are doing off of YouTube. You know what I mean? We do not know. No, we don't know. He could have. Let me give you a hypothetical. Glenn. He could have been what? He could have been busy doing other things. Very, very busy. I mean, I know it sounds a thingy reason, but it could have been, busy doing other things. I think that will cover that, Glenn. Thank you very much for that feedback, Glenn, there. Let me see. We're going to get on to the proper thing, but we might do the live just to say that, yes, this is the breaking news. Look, I'm going to say good morning to a few people in a minute. Yeah, this is breaking news from Peggy. Big breaking news. Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night, and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened. 100%, she says as well. 100% from Peggy. Thank you, darling, for that feedback. We will do another live maybe this afternoon, just or something to let people know that he's coming back to give his side of the story. But I think we have to concentrate on what you call it? Yeah, Glenn. Glenn, listen. I am an unqualified. As my experience is as an unqualified solicitor, an unqualified barrister, would be to say to you, Glenn, just hang in there, buddy, and wait for the other side of the story. Yeah, wait for the other side of the story. You can reassess your initial findings when you hear the whole of the story, the other party's side of the story. That That is the sort of in the realms of law and order, whether it be in the courts of law or off the courts of law in public opinion. You always wait till you hear both sides of a story, the two parties' sides of a story before making it a rush to judgment. Now that we know that, according to Peggy, where is it? Now that we know, according to Peggy, that Bomber is back in a few weeks to give his side of what happened, we should just keep calm, keep cool, calm and collected, and we will wait to hear his side of the story. Then you can make a proper judgment what you think is correct there. So Glenn, just take it easy, Glenn, take it easy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, thank you very much from my illustrious leader of the Southern Lands, the Southern Territories, the great territory of Essex, the fantastic territory of Chelmsford. Thank you so much for that wonderful little comment there. Thank you, sir. My illustrious leader of the Roman Empire in the whole of the Southern Lands. Yeah, covering the whole of the south of England, and especially the Essex, the great lands of Essex, and Chelmsford. Yeah, Chelmsford is where the illustrious leader of the Southern Lands has his fort, and his fort is where he is there. Thank you very much for that, 420. You're doing well. Oh, Glenn Seward. Well, no, we got. Oh, good morning to the Boris Shadowgrave. Good morning to the Boris Shadowgrave. Good morning to you, sir. Yeah. So what we do is we cool the beans a bit. Oh, good morning to Leo. Check out Leo as well. Leo, he has got a what do you call it? He's got a good channel because I like this. I like people that do music. Like music, people who create music, perform music on YouTube. Anything to do with music. It's like I like 420's. He does his musical stuff, and he also does it with video. 420. So we've got 420 there. He's a bit of a music man. Our illustrious leader of the Southern Territories. Yeah, he is a good music man. Is 420. And then we have another type of music man here who's mainly guitar, songwriter, writes the lyrics. Yeah, writes his own songs, plays guitar, very good on guitar as well, and he's a half decent singer. Leo, yeah. Check out his channel as well. So all these guys' channels, after the live stream, yeah, get across and subscribe to them. So everybody, to make it easy, everybody should subscribe to each other's channels who are in live streams, and then you can help your channels grow. But big up the music men and women of YouTube, yeah, men and women of YouTube, because we are, what do you call it? Equal opportunities people. We are equal opportunities people. Peggy's getting into some stuff here about the case, the case or something. Sorry for that funny noise there. Peggy says, disappeared off social media, yes. She's answering the question here, I think, in the chat. Disappeared off social media, yes, but Richard had received payments back. The last was the 7th of May. Has this been mentioned? Oh, there's all stuff coming out. I'm not going to really get into the fine detail of this thing at the moment, because I think it's better that the guy, I think the guy's coming back, Peggy says. Let's check the thing. And he can do his side. He's going to come back and do his side of the case. So I think it's better to wait until he comes back to do his side of the case, and then people can make a full judgment on that. We'll make a full judgment. Let me go through. I'm interested in looking at a potential champion, fight champion in Zeus, because Zeus is I can do 12 3 minutes. Zeus is saying I can do 12 3 minutes. He's confident on that boxing, is Zeus. Well done. Yeah, it's well done. Yeah, let's just say something here. So Peggy and Glenn are going back and forth in the chat, yeah, about the case. The case. Right, listen. This is me. Can I look? I'm gonna put my unqualified solicitor and my unqualified barrister hat on at the moment and say, look, it's no good that Peggy and Glenn are going back and forth. It's better to wait until Bomber comes back with his side of the story himself. Yeah, that's the best way. And that is a very, very good comment from Kaz. Kaz, you can be my assistant unqualified solicitor or barrister. Yeah, Kaz is my assistant unqualified solicitor and barrister, because we are the unqualified solicitor and barristers. Yeah, we are the unqualified solicitors and barristers. And Kaz says trial has been adjourned. Well done for that, my assistant unqualified solicitor and barrister. We will go on the word of Kaz. Anyway, good morning to you, darling. Fantastic result yesterday for the boys. The boys. You know who the boys are, don't you? Glasgow Celtic. Well done to the Celtic. It's looking good now. So what we do is with Glenn just has to chill out this weekend, yeah. Chill out, mate. It's all going to come out in the wash, as us unqualified solicitors and barristers say. It's right, darling, isn't it, Kaz? Yeah, we say, what do we say, darling? Eh? What do we say? We say wait till it all comes out in the wash soon, when all the information is there. Yeah, that's what we do. Even Sus is saying that in the chat. 16 ounce, yeah. It all comes out, yeah. Oh, yeah, we agree with that. We agree with that, don't we? We agree with that, Glenn, don't we? I've just put it on the board. We agree with that, Glenn. Yeah. Let's go through the chat a bit. Yeah, I'm not going to do the case on the chat here. I'll be Peggy at the moment. We've got Peggy and Glenn. We've got Glenn for the complainant side, and we've got Peggy for the defendant side. But at the moment, the court is shut because Kaz says that it's been adjourned. Well done for that, my assistant. Good morning to the one and only, another music man, cracking music mixer from the wonderful Northeast, Paul C. Get across and subscribe to the Paul C channel. He is a cracking music man, and we love the music, men and women of YouTube. Big up the men, music men and women of YouTube. Yeah, I think, you know what I think with Zeus is? Zeus is I think Zeus is itching, if that is correct word, to have some sort of boxing match. What I would say to Zeus is, yeah, this is my take on it. I think my assistant unqualified solicitor and barrister Kaz would agree with me on this, wouldn't you, darling? I think if Zeus is going to do anything, all he should do is a exhibition bout, yeah, 3 2-minute rounds with 16-ounce gloves. He's got to wear a thing, like a head guard. I think that is the rules. For certain age groups, you have to wear a head guard. Yeah, and basically, you might say I'm not old enough to wear the head guard, but what you do is you can have a little exhibition bout, Zeus. But we make the rules that you cannot punch the head. You can punch below the neck level, like shoulders, body. You can do body shots, but you cannot punch each other's heads. Is that a good idea? I've heard some people do that stuff. Like they do these fights where you're not allowed to punch them on their head, face, or whatever. We've got to make sure that Zeus doesn't get into some sort of situation where he's what do you call it? He gets punished. I'm not saying you would, Zeus, because I'm confident you've got the full support of the channel, that we support you in any type of boxing or exhibition match or whatever you want to do. We will support you, but we are hoping that if you do anything, you just keep it real, yeah, and keep it something that's manageable, and we will say. The only thing I could suggest that it would be quite safe for Zeus would be an exhibition match, 3 2-minute rounds, 16-ounce gloves. You've got to wear a protector, like a head guard, and you are not allowed to punch each boxer is not allowed to punch each other in the head, yeah? Only below the neck, like the body, shoulders, body. And the reason why you're wearing the head guard is to cover you under health and safety. And also, it's the rules. You can't get into a boxing ring at certain ages without a head guard. I think that is the rules of the land. So look at it this way, Zeus, whatever you do, whether you follow the rules, break the rules or whatever, decide to go in with 16-ounce gloves for 3 2-minute rounds, like just without a head guard or whatever it is, this channel will support you in your boxing endeavours. Yeah, when I say support you, what I mean to say is we will the channel will promote you. You will be, we will be your supporters. We would want you to win the fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I saw people coming in and see at the moment we cannot have trial. We cannot have trial. Not Peggy. Sorry. Kaz, my unqualified solicitor and barrister. My assistant, Kaz, are you listening, darling? Yeah, we cannot have trial in the chat. We cannot have trial in the chat about the complainant and defendant. I think the defendant is coming back according to the message from Peggy earlier in the chat, and he is going to explain his side of the story. So when he explains his side of the story, yeah, don't forget, there's always two sides. Two sides of a story, and the truth always lies somewhere in the middle. That's a well-known saying, isn't it? There's two sides of a story, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle, or whatever. But the other party gets a side to their side of the story, and then people can make judgments. But I wouldn't rush to judgment at the moment. The court is adjourned, as my assistant Kaz says. The court is adjourned, and it's no good people trying to play out a trial without the other side of the other party having the opportunity to say their side of the story. That is only fair in the courts of law and in the courts of public opinion. In the courts of public opinion, you must hear two sides of a story, and then you can make a judgment based on all the parties' evidence. Yeah, that's it. Let me go through the chat. See, we've got other people coming in who are very, very. We've got Chimpy. Good morning, Chimpy. Yes, sir. Just hang back, sir. The court will. The trial will be back up and running in a couple of weeks. It looks like. It looks like the trial. Yeah, it's been adjourned at the moment. Where's the thing? This is the original message that Peggy came in the chat with. Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night, and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened. Well, there you go. There you go, Chimpy. Hang back, sir. Just hang back and wait till you hear the accused side of the story. You've got the complainant and you've got the defendant. The defendant's side of the story in a few weeks. It'll be interesting, that. And then people can make a judgment. At the moment, the court of public opinion is adjourned until we hear both sides of the story. That's what I think, anyway. You've always got to be fair, ain't you, and hear both sides of the story, you know. Let's go down the chat. We're going to have to concentrate on what the live is about. We're trying to give, trying to save the rat with kindness. That's the original title of this live. You know, the guy who, I think we can absolve him of his sins and put him on the true path to righteousness. But we'll start that in a minute, and I won't talk any more about what's going on with the other stuff. Let's go down the chat. Yeah, Peggy, can I just say something? Look, my assistant Kaz, yeah, we are both unqualified barristers and solicitors, but we think that everybody in the chat, you know, the thing about the bomber case, we will call it the bomber case. Yeah, look, it's better to wait until we hear the defendant bomber's side of the story in a few weeks, right? So at the moment, we've heard one side of the story, yeah, the complainants. We've heard the complainants, and now we're going to hear in a few weeks, according to the message from Peggy there earlier in the beginning of the chat somewhere, that he will be, what did she say? Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night and I said to, hang on, let me repeat that. Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened. All right. Now, what we would say at the moment is now that case, Cass, you would agree with me, darling, wouldn't you? You know, my assistant, unqualified barrister and solicitor, that case is adjourned. Yeah, that is adjourned until we hear the evidence, what happened from the defendant, Bomber. He gets the opportunity. He's going to come back, it looks like it says on that message, in a few weeks. And I think we just wait and see what happens, and do not rush to judgment until you hear all parties' side of the story. So you've got to wait for the defendant's side. That's just the law of natural justice or whatever. That even in the courts of law, you know, like law courts, but also in the court of public opinion, you've always got to wait till you hear both sides of a story or whatever, and then you can make a judgment based on all the parties' evidence, all parties' evidence. So at the moment, we're going to now say that the court is adjourned on this subject. I would advise Peggy and others in the chat to desist from back and forth about it, because you might as well just wait till Bomber comes back with it, with his side of story about what happened from his point of view, and then take it from there. Take it from there. But at the moment, I think it's not going to achieve anything. It's not going to achieve anything with the back and forths. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to say any more on the bomber thing myself. Whatever happens in the chat, I can say, look, it's not worth your while going back and forth with each other. But I think I could be talking to a brick wall. People will just go back and forth with the thing. But it's better to wait until Bomber gives his side of the story, and then you can then make judgments based on all parties. Yeah, all parties have had their say on the matter. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, personally myself, if people want to go back and forth in the chat, well, that's up to them about that. But it's probably better that they just hang on for a wee while. Hang on for a wee while. Yeah. And then take it from there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm now going to concentrate on absolving. Yeah, you know, the title of the live stream was Save the Rat with Kindness. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on, and I'm going to, it's a Sunday, the day of the Lord. Yeah, if you're religious, Christian, you know, you've got day of church. And what we are going to do today is we are going to save, when I say save the rat with kindness, I'm using the word rat at the moment, but we will lift the name rat from his shoulders. By the end of the live stream, we will have absolved the person that we call the rat. But I have to just point out a few things before we put the rat on the righteous path. Before we put the rat on the righteous path by offering forgiveness, we offer forgiveness to the rat. We have to point out his bad behaviour, you know, yeah, his bad behaviour. And basically what it is here, I'm now on the other subject matter, so I don't know if they're all still scrapping about that thing, but I'm concentrating fully. I'm not even looking at the chat or nothing, because I have to concentrate on absolving the rat of his sins. Right, now we've got the guy that we called the rat. You know who it is, who I'm referring to? Yeah. Well, what he done was, yeah, and I think I have got the reason why he done it. Yeah, if you're listening in there, you are going to go through a transformation, yeah, and you are going to be absolved of your sins and given the chance to get on the righteous path. Right, so what he done was, right, and I think I know the reason why. I went and looked through loads of old lives I'd done when I had this guy on live streams with me, yeah? And way back in the early days, a couple of years ago, you could tell he was like, at that stage, he was a troll. Yeah. He's been described these days as a hardcore troll, but he actually transgressed and upped his game, and he went into the realms of stalking. So he became, first of all, he was a troll, and then he graduated to a higher level of YouTube of stalking. Right, now what I'll say is, I would say the reason why he went looking for a picture of me in the choir, yeah, right, when there's pictures of me everywhere in our videos and all that. So, but the reason why I think he done it, right, he done that, and this is where the stalking came in. He was trying to impress me. Because back in their lives a couple of years ago, we were having a laugh, because I sussed out when he was on the panel with me, yeah, that he was a troll. I could tell he was, you know, trying to pump me for information and all that. And I done a reverse psychology back in them and on the panel and that. So I could tell that he was you know, boasting about his skills, using cameras to zoom in on videos and doing things. Very, very, very skillful. So I was having a laugh, and I said, you should get a job for MI5 or MI6 with your observational skills. I mean, on one of the lives, he even said to me, look, I had, my glasses were on and the light was shining in from the window, the light from outside into the flat. He could see a reflection in it of other buildings or flats, where I live. And he was going, oh, I can see this, see that. What sort of level of observation is that? That is the observation of a troll. Do you know what I mean? Like, would anybody even think you're looking at somebody's lenses on their glasses? And do you know how he was doing it? He was doing it with a zoom lens for a camera. So he'd be looking through a camera and looking at videos and lives and zooming in and out. Yeah, this is a heavy-duty troll. He was heavy-duty troll. But what he done was, so I says to him, like, I say jokingly, you could be, get a job for MI5 or MI6. Oh, good afternoon to Cara. Good morning to Cara. Hope you're doing well, darling. I'm just going on to this thing about, what do you call it? The rat. Yeah. We're trying to absolve the rat of his sins and put him on the righteous path. Save the rat with kindness, innit? So basically, I was having a laugh with him about that. I said, you should apply for a job with MI5 and MI6. This was a couple of years ago. So the other day when he came into that live stream chat, like, and he had the avatar of myself and other people, other volunteers. It was either other volunteers on the boat trip, volunteers for go on the boat trip, or the choir. The choir. He was looking for the choir. That's how. Yeah. He clipped a picture, and he clipped a picture of some of the other members of the choir. Yeah. And he stuck it in the avatar. Now, when he was doing that, in retrospect, right now, I've looked at everything and that, I'm thinking this goes back to when I was having a joke with him, when he was telling me about all his skills as a troll. Like, he never said I'm a troll when he came on the panel, but it was obvious to anybody when you're talking about all the stuff he was coming out with. I can see buildings on your lens of your glasses, all that sort of stuff. Heavy duty troll, like. And that was obvious. And I said to him jokingly, oh, you could apply for a job in MI5 or MI6. So when he came into the live stream chat the other day with that picture he clipped, it must have took him days, weeks, hours, days, weeks, months to find that picture. Because if you put my name into Google, my real name into Google, nothing comes up, nothing. And even the choir pictures wouldn't come up, because when they did pictures of the choir, the organisation, who I sing for the choir and that, pardon me, and also do volunteering, then what I'm saying is they don't put the names of the members of the choir or whatever into the pictures, yeah? They don't do that. So he got that picture just by going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of websites in London of hundreds of choirs. So that then becomes stalking. He was stalking, and then the reason why he was doing it, like, he stuck that picture on his avatar, and when I seen it, I knew immediately how he got that photograph. Would have meant that he had actually spent hours, days, weeks, months going through all the websites for organisations with choirs or choirs in London. It's massive. There's hundreds of them. So that put it onto the level. He moved on to the level of stalking. Now, I'll mention another case that he's actually been caught stalking. But I won't mention the details of it. There's a guy on YouTube, yeah, and apparently he had the same problem. It was another avatar job, and what the avatar was, a picture of a guy's of a kid's school. You know, like I don't know, primary school or something like that. A school, right? And the name of and so he's put the picture of a school because he was sending a message to somebody else, and the guy, apparently the guy sussed it out. He was stalking him, right? So he put the picture of the primary school, right? Then he put the name, he changed the handle of the channel name to the name of the street that the primary school was in. And the guy on a panel sussed out what had happened. He said, I'm being stalked here. Look, somebody's put a picture of my children's primary school, and he's put the name of the street as his handle. He's sending a message to him that he's stalking him. So he's got he's got previous form of stalking, yeah. And what we're going to say now is, right, I think in my case, when he'd done a bit of stalking to get the picture of myself, but he put other people up on the picture as well, who didn't give permission and all that, yeah. The reason why he'd done that, he was trying to impress me. I'm talking about the picture of me, but he's actually posted a picture with other people standing beside me, like where he's cropped it. He's cropped the picture, but there was other people in it. So he put other people's picture up who don't want to be on YouTube. That's one offence. But the thing is, the reason why he done that picture about me, he was sending me a message that look at me. Do you remember when you said to me I should join MI5 and MI6? Well, look, I found this picture of you in a choir. He was trying to impress me, yeah, trying to impress me. But what I'm saying to you is, what I'm going to say to the rat, we will absolve the name rat and lift the name rat from him by the end of this live stream, as we know he is a sinner, but he has a chance to repent. But what I'm saying is he has now went from a hardcore heavy troll into the realms of stalking. So he's done a bit of stalking on myself, but he's done that. The reason and objective to doing that was to impress me. He's fought back. Oh, I remember you says to me I should join MI5 and MI6, having a laugh. Well, I'm showing you how good I am at all that sort of stuff. I've been offline off YouTube for looking for you in the choir over a period of hours, days, weeks, months, however long it took him to go through all them hundreds of choirs and organisations in London, yeah, without the name wouldn't have flagged anything up, and he's just been looking at pictures right, left and centre. That is stalking behaviour, stalking. Then, as I say, he put up the picture of somebody else who was on a panel, a picture of that person's children's school. In the avatar, he put that picture in the avatar and changed the name of the channel to the name of the street the school was in. That was another bit of stalking, because the person on the panel recognised it, and he called it out and said, look, this person is stalking, and that is stalking behaviour. So what we say to him now is, we save the rat with kindness. I say, look, we are going to forgive you. We're going to forgive you, rat. Yeah. As from this moment, we offer you forgiveness. Well, I'll offer you forgiveness, but I think you have to learn the lesson, because now you've started this stalking behaviour. You could end up going on to do more and more stalking it could get worse and worse levels, and you could end up in trouble. You'll end up in prison for being an actual bona fide stalker. Yeah. Once you start that sort of stuff, you will be on the road to committing crimes of stalking. Yeah. So what we say is, for your, I'm going to forgive you for your stalking of me, right? I don't know about the other guy who, the picture about you took of his children's school and changed the name of your channel handle to the name of the street the school was in. He was upset, I heard about that. I don't know if he will forgive you, but I will forgive you, and I will say, look, learn your lesson. Learn your lesson, yeah? We know that you can do trolling, and you're a hardcore troll. And as I said before, like jokingly a couple of years ago, why don't you apply to MI5 or 6? That was just having a bit of banter and a laugh. But years later, you've took it upon yourself to come into your chat with the handle on the channel, change the channel name to MI5 and put pictures of myself and other people from the choir. Yeah, in the avatar, just to impress me. Well, I'm not impressed with that, because that was stalking behaviour. Stalking behaviour, yeah. You've got all the pictures and everything there and that, but you had to think, oh, I'm going to show Jockney. Look, I remember he says to me, you could join MI5 or MI6 with all that stuff you do with the zoom lens on the camera, zooming in on videos. Yeah, that's what he does. But don't get me wrong, this guy is a hardcore heavy troll on YouTube. But to make that leap from hardcore heavy troll on YouTube to becoming a stalker off YouTube, yeah, stalking people that are on YouTube, but going off YouTube to stalk them, stalking them. That is a big development, and a bad misjudgment. So what I'm going to do is, as far as I'm concerned, I forgive you of your past sins and transgressions, but the ball's in your court. The reason why also I forgive the guy about this stuff is, I remember talking to him a few years ago, and the guy sounds, I pick up on voices. His voice is what do you call it? He sounds an okay guy to talk to, yeah, but like, let's make no mistakes. Back then, a couple of years ago, even then, he was a hardcore heavy troll. A troll, yeah, right. I have come to the conclusion from remembering back in the days and that, and refreshing myself with a couple of the live streams from a couple of years ago. This guy has had some events in his life that have affected his mindset. You know, some people have some things that happened during their lifetime. You know, sad events. I won't go into detail or nothing, but like everybody, life is not smooth. It's ups and downs, and things happen. So he's had a few sad things that may have affected his mindset. So that is another reason why I took it on board that, and I think what we'll do from now is we will forgive him for this stalking behaviour. Yeah. He wants to reevaluate himself. Like, yeah, it's bad enough being a hardcore troll. Yeah. He probably will still be a troll. I don't know, hardcore, but I think even with that, he should try and evaluate that and pack it up. Just pack up trolling, because leading him on to becoming a stalker is another ball game. Going off YouTube, stalking people off YouTube, and then coming back onto YouTube crazy stuff from the one we called the rat. So we saved the rat with kindness. The last thing I will say to him is we will no longer call him the rat, but we will say, look, take time and reflect upon your behaviour. You've got to give up this stalking, this new development of stalking, because the stalking, if you do stalking and continue to do stalking, I've got no doubt that sooner or later you will end up in front of the courts, because you're just going to get worse and worse and worse with the stalking behaviour, and you'll end up getting caught. Somebody will report you and you will get caught. At the moment, you've not been reported to anybody as such. You haven't been reported to the authorities. As far as I know, you haven't been. But if you keep up the stalking, I've got no doubt that sooner or later you will do something to upset somebody, and you will end up getting arrested and taken to the courts for judgment. So there you go. We have now said, look, that's it. We wipe the slate clean. I wipe the slate clean with the rat. He is no longer called the rat. We forgive him of his transgressions and sins of stalking, and we hope that he has seen the light and follows a righteous path. Follow the righteous path. You have been forgiven. So there you are. We won't say no more on the fellow. We will call him the fella now. The fella has been forgiven. And if the fella is good, I will even take the lives down. You know, his name's in a couple of lives in that. I will take the lives down if the fella is good. I'll leave it for a week or something, yeah, to see if the fella wants to apologise or anything. That's another. He could make a apology, but I think he should make an apology also to that guy that he took the picture of the guy's children's school and changed his name. And put it in his avatar, the picture of the children's school, and also changing his handle to the name of the street the school is in. I think he should also apologise to that guy. You know, the guy. So there you go. Apologies would do you a lot of good, and we will see what happens with the fella. If the fella is going to, see the light, walk towards the light, and he has got forgiveness. So he's got forgiveness from myself. So good luck to the fella. Yeah. Get yourself back to the laughing and joking, fella. Yeah, get yourself back to the laughing and joking. Okay, I'm going to go back. Right, that's that. I've dealt with the fella. He's now the fella. He's no longer the rat. He's no longer the rat. He's the fella, and we move on. Yeah, and we move on. Let's go through the chat here. Oh, good afternoon to the Mr. England. There will always be an England. Yes. Have we got them Euro Championships coming up soon, Mr. England? You know, the Euros. I think Scotland's in the Euros. That's going to be good, isn't it? Oh, for people who like alcoholic beverages, alcoholic beverages, if England or Scotland, Scotland or England, England or Scotland get through to the semi-finals, I think they said, of the Euros, they're going to open pubs till 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, the early hour of the morning, 1 a.m. They're going to have late opening of rubber-dub-dubs pubs. Yeah, rubber-dub-dub pubs. I don't know what they're talking about opening the pubs late for. Have you ever seen the prices of the ale, the beer these days? It's robbery. Oh, that is actually robbery at the price of the beer. I'm going through the chat here. Where am I? I'm not getting involved in the actual chat. But you know this thing about what do you call it? A guy's going to come back and save peace, isn't he? And what have you? So yeah, yeah. So that is what is happening with the Euro. You know, the Euro football situation. Yeah, we're going to have the pubs open to 1 a.m. 1 a.m. in it. Oh, it'd be great if Scotland can do. I want Scotland to. I don't know how it works with the Euros if they have groups. You know when they do the Euros, but I want to see Scotland try and get into the next phase or whatever. Like the next phase. I think England will do well, won't it? They'll get through. I reckon there's a chance that the pubs will be open with England, won't it? England will get to at least the semi-finals, I think. The old Sassenachs will do the business. If anybody wants the pubs opened in Scotland, yeah, to 1 o'clock when the Euros are on, yeah, support the Sassenachs, because if Scotland or England get into the semi-finals, yeah, all the pubs in the UK will be open to 1 o'clock. So that's an incentive for the Scots to support the English, the Sassenachs. The wee Sassenachs are going to get into the semi-finals of the Euros and get the pubs open to 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what do you think? Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you know the west coast of Scotland, the west coast, you've got the Scottish Isles, and you've got a lot of isles, if I can say the blooming word, isles that make whiskey on it. They make whiskey. A lot of the isles, I think they do. I'm not sure, but they do. The whiskey distilleries and all that. They make whiskey, malt whiskey, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they all drink like fish on these isles. Yeah, they like the old whiskey. They drink it like it's. They drink it like there's no tomorrow. They drink the whiskey like there's no tomorrow. Like, oh, good afternoon to the one and only, the fantastic Solway 2121. Solway from the fantastic Emerald Isle. The Emerald Isle. Yes, the Emerald Isle, Republic of Ireland. The Republic of Ireland. Oh, I've seen an interesting, because I'm subscribed to a channel called Maximilian Robespierre. It's a channel that does the politics. And they were talking about the one of the unionist politicians in Northern Ireland. And apparently I don't know if he's still active or he's retired, but one of the top unionist politicians said that people in the unionist parties should start discussing how they will do unionism in a united Ireland. You're saying they should have that conversation amongst themselves. But this Maximilian Robespierre said that they won't do it, the politicians. It's got to come from the grassroots of the unionist supporters, people who like the union in Northern Ireland. They've got to talk to their politicians and get them to discuss. What they're saying, in effect, is that if Northern Ireland then becomes part of the Republic of Ireland, like a one Ireland, like the country of Ireland, then the Maximilian Robespierre channel is saying that the unionists at the moment should be talking about the sort of protections they want for the culture of unionism, like unionism to reflect the unionist people in the island of Ireland. Yeah. So it looks like sooner or later it will happen. So check out that channel, Maximilian Robespierre. Very, very interesting channel. The guy is an Irish guy, actually from the Republic. The guy who is Maximilian Robespierre. It's a political party. It's very, very good. But people, I am glad that you're all chilling out now, people. we have we have absolved the sins of our the guy that the life was all about. We have absolved the sins and we have given forgiveness. So there you go. We don't hold grudges. We do not hold grudges against sinners. If sinners repent, then we offer the hand of friendship and we absolve them of their sins. Yeah, he's on the righteous path now. Hopefully, he is on the righteous path. Glenn Seaward says, never drank since January, feel great. That's good for you, Glenn. The longer you do it, the easier it gets. I don't drink a lot of alcohol, Obviously, when I was a bit younger than that, yeah, of course, used to have a bevy and that. But even back in the days when I used to drink, I didn't drink spirits. Spirits. No spirits for me. Beer. Then I graduated later on in life. I graduated to have some wine with. Usually when I was eating food, to wash down the food with some glasses of wine. But that is about it. I've never ever been a man of the spirits. I think the spirits can hammer you. I'm talking about if you are a consistent, regular drinker. If you're just having a drink now and again, I don't, and you're having a couple of drinks of spirits, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What could you say? Jack Daniels and Coke, whiskey and soda. What's the other drinks? Martini. Anybody martini out there? Shaken, not stirred. James Bond. That sort of drinks like the. Well, I tell you a story. Karake says there, gin makes you sin. I'll tell you what gin is actually known for. It's known to make people cry. If people just drink gin, it can make them feel melancholic. Melancholic, when you have a drink, they start, like they can start crying. Aye. I suppose you would need quite a bit of it to start that sort of crying and all that. Back in the days of the old Victorian days and all that, the day, I don't know if it was before that, when gin in London, everybody were drinking gin, and there was people lying on the streets and everything, all drunk with gin. That was the drink. Because back in the days, the water system in London, London town, was pathetic, terrible, sewage and everything. People would do what do you call it? Like you got a number one and a number two. If you were walking through the old city of London, you're walking through the old city of London streets, back in the days of the wooden houses and all that, in the old city of London. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you had to listen from above your head, because somebody could just open up a window, yeah, and just empty the I'll use the word, the piss pot. Empty the piss pot out the window, straight out the top of you. Yeah. If you were unlucky, that would be number ones, wouldn't it? The piss pot. If you were unlucky, you could get a mixture. You could get a mixture of number one and number two. Yeah, straight out the window at the top of your head. Eh? What do you think of that, people? We don't know how lucky we are with modern sanitation. Big up the Romans for that, the Roman Empire, for bringing us toilets and central heating. The central heating system was based on the, what do you call it? Based on the thingamajig. The Romans started their form of central heating and all that, with the steam baths and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, clued up were the Romans. Very, very, very intelligent race. I'll tell you the intelligent race of people and culture, and these people were far ahead of us, are actually the Romans the Roman Empire and the Greeks. You know, the Greeks, the philosophers and all that. The Roman, you had your Roman, Italian philosophers, but also the Greek philosophers. You know what I mean? Like the Greek philosophers. Aye, the Greek philosophers. So I think what I'm going to do, people, I'm glad I don't know if it's is it calmed down in the chat and all that with that, you know, the case about the the defendant. Yeah, I'm just read this out. I'm going to be going in a moment, yeah. But we had a news flash and we had a comment earlier from Peggy saying that I'll read it out. I'll put it on the screen. This is very, very breaking news, big news. Jockney, I spoke with Bomber last night and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened 100%, she says. That message was breaking news, and I think that we will wait and see the new development there, innit? The new development. So I would just say to people, keep calm, cool, calm and collected, and just wait for the guy to come with his side of the story. Yeah. I would say to people as well, like, don't get carried away and all that. You know, having a go at each other because you like a particular person. Don't get nasty having goes at each other because you might like one person or the other. What you do is you wait for the defendant to give his side of the story, yeah. And once everybody has heard both parties' side of the story, yeah, then the court of public opinion can then draw conclusions from whatever they have heard and have a view on the situation. That's the best way to handle it, I think. That's the best way to handle it. Oh, good. Good morning to the chemical gases. Chemical gases says, I love when my missus is on the gin. He's got this little devil thing. Maybe that means he sort of think he's saying that in a funny way, that he don't like it when his missus is on the gin. Because maybe she's nasty towards him. You know what I mean? Like, chemical gases. Commiserations yesterday at the game with the your team, the Rangers. You know the Rangers. Aye. Looks like it's all but over. Celtic just need 1 point from 2 games, so it's looking. You know what I mean? It's more or less done and dusted. But that was just a comment on the game. Like, that one tackle from that guy, it was lucky he never fully connected with the guy. Like, he just clipped. I think he just clipped the top of his ankle. You know, like the guy went sliding in. But I've never seen anybody slide so far. You know, like, it was so far away that how he even got to where he got. He's lucky he never clattered the guy and broke his legs or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I salute the guy that was that got tackled. He didn't really make a meal of it. You know what I mean? He didn't roll about. Well, I don't think he did. You know, like all that rolling about and all that. But he did just catch him above the ankle. But luckily there was no damage done there. But that was a very, very reckless tackle. What did I say? Reckless channel. Sorry, Freudian slip. reckless tackle. Aye, that was a reckless channel. Chemical gases. That was our reserve team, Jockney. The future's bright. Well, to tell you the truth, chemical gases, you could be right, but I don't know. This guy might be fed up now. You know the guy, the manager. Clements. I mean, personally myself, I'll be totally neutral here, right? This is me being neutral and objective. This guy Clements came in and took over, didn't he, from your other manager called Beasley, whoever that was, Beasley. Right, I don't know whether Beasley wasn't much caught and then they brought Clements in. Pardon me, or Beasley was just in as a stopgap and they were going to bring a manager in, like Clements. But so that Clements really never had the whole season, the whole season. I don't know how many games he done, like, but what I'm saying is because Beasley probably started the season. So I'm thinking he might want to start the whole season next season. So even if he's despondent, he might think, no, I'm going to stay there because I want to see how it pans out if I have the whole season, But I think somebody was talking about they're going to have a bit of a clear out of the team at Rangers. I'm talking about Rangers supporters. I've shared a channel on my community page of a Rangers channel. Yeah, it's a good channel. It's a guy called Jimbo, and he's got a channel called Football Sheds with a Z on the end. Football Sheds. He's a Sassenach English guy, but he's got his Rangers tops on, and he's got a sheds that's all painted blue, like all Rangers. And he was talking about after the game yesterday, and he was talking a lot of sense. So I thought I'll share this guy's channel for him, get him a few subscriptions. You might want to subscribe to Jimbo. His channel's called Football Sheds with a Z. I've got the link to it and all that, and his video is in my community page. And he was a guy Rangers supporter who was keeping it real and, talking about why they got beat and all that and what they've got to do. He wasn't happy, was Jimbo, but Jimbo was keeping it real. Good morning to the Stevie Boy Billings. Good morning to you, Stevie Boy, from the wonderful city of Dublin in the Emerald Isle. Hope the sun is shining down there for you today, fella. Sun is shining down in London town, and I'm going to be going out soon to stretch my legs in London town. Yeah, London town. Yeah. So, yes, with the Rangers chemical gases, yeah, I think the guy should get. I think the guy. Look, even if this guy Clements wants to go, he wants to go, didn't he? But I think personally myself, he's got to. I think they've got to give him another season from beginning to end where he's solely the manager of the team. You know what I mean? Like, the thing I would say as a tip to Mr. Clements, or whatever his name is, that he has to work on his I'm trying to think, his image. I don't know if it's his image. He always looks miserable, does Mr. Clements. I suppose it's hard to be happy when you're under the caution of a football match, but he is, you know what I mean. His face paints a picture, tells a story. He don't look upbeat and optimistic, like upbeat. He always looks like it. I don't think it's good. When you're playing for a football team, right, and you look across to the sideline, your manager's shouting out instructions and all that, or your manager's gesticulating, making signals, hand signals, and yeah, get up the field and all that. When you look over to your sideline touchline for your manager, if you see your manager is all pensive and serious and looking miserable throughout the game, it's no good. I mean, I don't even think he cracks a smile when Rangers score a goal. He's got to work on his how he's coming across. He's going to have to work on that because he wants to pass on good vibes to the guys on the pitch. You don't want to look on a downer because that's no good for morale. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. Big respect to Glasgow Rangers. They tried their best. And there's always next season. Oh, there's always next season. I'll tell you what. A good few years ago, I didn't bother with football. I'm not into it like on the level I used to be. But the season where I started thinking Celtic again, like just checking up on it and all that. When Rangers done it, how many was it? 9 in a row or something? To equal the record with Celtic. For 9 league wins in a row, right? And that season when Thingy came in, this guy's a legend. In my book, this guy's a legend, and he should make a statue of him, yeah, and stick a statue outside Celtic Park, yeah. And know who the guy is? Wim Jansen. Wim Jansen, the Celtic manager. He beat Rangers that season to scupper 10 in a row. They had 9 in a row, and he scuppered them. He brought Henrik Larsson in and everything. Wow. What? He was only there for one season, but big up the Wim Jansen. Yeah, I think he might be gone now. Wim Jansen, like rest in peace. I think. Can somebody check that out? Because I don't want to say Wim Jansen rest in peace if he's still alive. I know it's YouTube and that, but I don't want to say. Maybe Peggy might know. Like, I don't want to say Wim Jansen R.I.P. if he's still alive, but he should have a statue made of him. Big respect and big shout out to the one and only, the legend himself, my resident fact checker, the one and only Mr. Spliffy. How are you doing? I think that must be his backup channel. He's got a Mr. Spliffy too. Yeah, if that's my original Mr. Spliffy, the resident fact checker, he is most highly valued and welcomed on the channel. Most highly valued and welcome on the channel. Aye, Glenn says he died, yeah. But even for that one season, you know what, like the rivalry is, Glenn, innit? With Celtic Rangers and all that. So you can imagine that Rangers had that opportunity. Yeah, this is the most recent one, to get the 10 in a row. This 10 in a row thing and all that, I don't think it's going to happen again or whatever. Well, it might come up to that. Somebody might have a chance, but you can imagine back then I was thinking, hang on a minute, Rangers are going to get 10 in a row here. Then they get this guy, Wim Jansen comes in. That's when I just started checking out Celtic again. I didn't bother with football for years, like checking results and all that sort of stuff. And he done it that season, for one season only. Henrik Larsson, Wim Jansen. They've got to make a statue of Wim Jansen and stick it down at Celtic Park or somewhere. I'd make a statue somewhere for Wim Jansen, yeah. In my book, this guy is a legend. For one season only is Wim Jansen. I can't say enough about Wim. Yeah, he is the top man. Is Wim Jansen. Big up to Wim Jansen. Big up Wim Jansen. I think Chemical Gases is saying Stevie G killed the 10. That's Steve Gerrard. So, I think Chemical Gases is saying that season when Wim Jansen was in, if Steven Gerrard was the manager then it looks like for that actual season, he must have messed it up. He messed it up, picked his team selections and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, personally myself, I don't know. I think he won things and all that, didn't he? Steven Gerrard at Rangers, but I don't think he was. How can I put it? I don't think he was the Rangers. The right Rangers manager for Rangers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if the Rangers supporters liked him as a manager. He's went on to other things and he's useless. Yeah, he's useless. Like, no, I'm not just being thing here, but I don't mean, when I say useless, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, but he's never lived up to the expectations. Never in a million years will that guy Steven Gerrard become the Liverpool manager. He'll never ever become the Liverpool manager. He'll never become a Liverpool manager. Is chemical gases trying to confuse me or something? Celtic were going for 10 in a row 3 years ago. Eh? Chemical gases is having a wind up there. He's having a wind up. But was it 3 years ago? Oh, hang on a minute. I think I will. Was Celtic gone for 10 in a row before the Rangers one? Have they already had, if they had 2 bites at the cherry, chemical? Did Celtic have 9 in a row before that Rangers one? I'm getting confused here. This is confused.com. Yeah, okay, right. I get the one about the 3 years ago one, but did Celtic have a 9 in a row like years and years ago before that? I need some good information from the chat about what do you call it? About that. So I'm just wondering if Celtic had done the 9 in a row. I've done it twice. They've done it before the Rangers one, and I've done it after the Rangers one, or have they just done it after the Rangers one? And I've had two cracks at the thing, me jig. Okay, so we're on the right track there. No, I'm serious. Chemical gases. For years and years, I've not been following that football up in Scotland. Don't forget, I've been in London like what 50 years, man. 50 odd years, like. Aye. So I don't keep in touch with all the football thing and all that. Like, you know, I'll tell you when I drifted away from the football thing. Around about the time when the thingy was, you remember Charlie Nicholas was playing for Celtic? Yeah. I remember off Charlie Nicholas a bit, like that. Charlie Nicholas was one season he banged in 50 goals and all that. He was a sort of wee guy, wasn't he? But he was like up front. I don't know if he was actual centre forward for Celtic. When he went to Arsenal, yeah, the Arsenal, they played him from midfield. Yeah, midfield. Charlie Nicholas wasn't the same player when he left Celtic to go to the Arsenal and that. A good player, but he wasn't. Tell you what, but he had good fashion sense, did Charlie Nicholas. Big up to Charlie Nicholas fashion sense. Suits, bit like Spandau Ballet and all that, and it suits. And I think even Charlie Nicholas might even have had an earring. You know the earring? He was for the earring, was Charlie. Charlie Nicholas was promoting the good fashion sense, Spandau Ballet. And yes, have a good day, chemical gases. Get yourself down to the riverbank. Get yourself down to the local river and stick that fishing rod out and get the hook in the water. Anyway, whatever you're doing, have a good day, chemical gases. I'm going to be going myself in a minute because I've got to get up and out into the sunshine. Yeah. Oh, he's going to a wedding. Yeah. Have a nice time at the wedding and at the wedding reception. And don't go too loopy on the refreshments after the wedding at the reception. Yeah. Don't go over the top. Okay, people, I think everything is hunky-dory. I'm going to go now. I'm going to bring the curtain down now, yeah? So there we have it. We have absolved the fella, we call him now, the fella, we have absolved him of his past sins. of stalking, and we hope he is now on the righteous path to. He's definitely got forgiveness, but we hope he is now on the righteous path. The fella that we have absolved of his sins of stalking. Just keep on the righteous path. You have been forgiven and turn round the corner. Also, we had a breaking news flash from Peggy. I'll just read this out before I bring down the curtain. Yeah, this was a news flash in the channel. Oh, excuse me. Oh, just yawning there with that heat. Yeah, this is a news flash that came from Peggy. Shocked me, I spoke with Bomber last night and he said to tell everyone he will be back in the next few weeks to give his side of what happened. So as far as the court of public opinion is concerned, all parties must be given the opportunity to say their side of the story. And then when all the parties have said their side of the story, people can then make their own minds up and draw conclusions. But at the moment, the court is out and the court is adjourned, as my assistant Kaz said. The court is adjourned. Thank you for that, darling, for adjourning the court. What I'm going to say now to people is, good afternoon to Stevie. Have a great afternoon, Stevie boy. Have a great afternoon at the wedding, chemical gases, or the morning when the wedding starts. Have a good afternoon, Kaz, darling. Have a good afternoon, Mr. England. Have a good afternoon to my resident fact checker, the one and only Mr. Spliffy. Have a good afternoon to the 420, the wonderful leader of the illustrious territories of south of England and Essex, the 420. Have a great afternoon. Have a great afternoon to Leo. Have a great afternoon to Paul C. Have a great afternoon to Cara K. Have a great afternoon to Chimpy. Have a great afternoon to Fighting. Oh no, he don't call himself Doorbell TV Irish. Have a good afternoon, sir. I'm just trying to remember the names before going up the chat. Have a good afternoon to Glenn Seward. Yeah, Glenn. Have a good afternoon, mate. Just chill, and take it easy, and just wait for all informations to come out. And yeah, just take it laid back, and we'll wait and see what develops. So have a good afternoon to Glenn there, Glenn Seward. Have a good afternoon to who else? So we 2121. Have a good afternoon to you as well, sir. Anybody else I've forgotten? I haven't forgot anybody else in the chat because I can't scroll all the way back up the chat like or whatever. So I think I've covered most people there. I've covered most people, and I hope people, yeah. Listen. Whilst yous are waiting, my final word on this thing about Bomber thing. Whilst yous are waiting for the what you call it, Bomber to do his tell you what his side of what happened. Don't get any big arguments back and forth in chats. That won't really achieve nothing. Just wait till he comes on YouTube and as he say, and then you can take it from there. But in the meantime, I wouldn't. It's not worth people all arguing with each other and getting all carried away. Like, yeah, it's not worth it. Getting all into conflict. Yeah, just wait and see what he's got to say, and then people can, like, you've got all the information, and then you can draw a conclusion. That's it. In the meantime, be respectful to each other's and have a little bit of laugh and banter and all that stuff, but don't get carried away. So, yeah, good afternoon to Glenn Seward, sir. All right. All that's left is to say have a great day to the one and only, the tremendous, fantastic, sensational, absolutely fabulous, wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful Peggy. Good afternoon to you, darling. Thank you for keeping an eye on the chat and all that as a super duper super mod, and also for well, thanks for that information about Bomber. Breaking news. Breaking it on that channel. Thank you very much for that breaking news. Everybody have a great afternoon. Be lucky and stay blessed. I'll catch you later, yeah? My people, bye for now. Bye.